People are starting to catch on about just how good TikTok is for generating leads for their business. I personally have seen TikTok work very well for capturing leads across a variety of different businesses, local services looking to generate high quality leads, financial services or professional services looking to gain more clients, B2B software companies, and even people just looking to grow their email list. And what I love about lead generation ads on TikTok is it's super easy and seamless to set up. It's engaging and an actual way to drive high quality leads for your business. It's a great way to find new customers by accessing and prospecting highly engaged audiences on TikTok, and also increase the total number of leads by utilizing new forms and multiple destinations. So in today's video, we're going to be walking through how to set up a TikTok lead generation campaign. I'm going to be walking through all the settings, telling you the best practices and ways that I personally have seen to grow and get more leads at a cheaper cost inside of TikTok. And for this video specifically, I actually worked really closely with the team over at TikTok to make sure that we are getting you the most up-to-date information inside of the platform and best practices so that you can get the best results. So thanks to TikTok for sponsoring this video. Now let's actually jump into the platform so we can see how your business can start getting more leads. So here we are inside of the TikTok Ads Manager, just inside of a demo account. The first thing you will need to get started with a TikTok lead generation campaign is, of course, to have a TikTok Ads account. If you don't already have one, I have a link down below to go through and get signed up. I always encourage people to go through and sign up an account first before going through this video, just to make sure that you can go through and kind of follow along and click the buttons during this tutorial, and that's how you get the most out of it. So once you're logged into your account, or once you've gone through and created your account, you're going to be taken to a dashboard that looks something like this. We're going to go through and start with this campaigns tab. Okay, and when you click create campaign, you're going to see here it's going to ask you to choose your advertising objective. Recently, TikTok moved the lead generation campaign over here into the conversion action in the right-hand column. What's great about this is whether you are running an instant form or you're wanting to send traffic to your website, you're going to choose the lead generation campaign no matter which of those two you're going to go with. And I'll show you what I mean here in a little bit, but basically if you're looking to collect leads, now the only thing you need to click is this lead generation right here. Once you click that, then it is going to take us to the campaign settings where you can go through and name your campaign. For now, we're just going to name this lead generation test right here. And then it does ask for these special categories. Now, a lot of people that are collecting leads, you may want to be aware of these. These special categories is the housing, employment, and credit. If you are collecting leads that have to do with any three of these, you are going to have to go through and opt into and say that you are advertising for one of these three. But if you aren't in one of these three, then you can just leave this unchecked and move on to the next place. You can create a split test at this point, but I don't recommend it if you're just launching your first campaign. This next setting here is the campaign budget optimization. Now, if you are working with multiple ad groups, it is a best practice to go through and turn this on so that budget can flow to the ad group that's performing the best. If you're just working with one ad group or maybe even two, you may want to leave this unchecked. For now, we're just going to leave it unchecked because we're only going to be building one ad group for this specific campaign. And then here you can see you can set your campaign budget at the campaign level or at the ad group level. If you use campaign budget optimization, you'll notice that this option goes away here, and you just set your daily budget. For this, we're going to just leave these two blank for now because we're just going to be building the one ad group. Now we're going to hit continue here. And now we are at the ad group level. And for the ad group name, I actually like to come back and name this after I've gone through and chosen the targeting. But you can see here at the optimization location, this is a new update. This is where you can go through and decide whether you want to send people to your website or to an instant form. And for those who aren't sure exactly what this means, here's kind of what I mean by this. So if you're trying to capture leads, there are two different ways to do it. You can either do it through the website or through the instant form. When it comes to website, it's kind of your traditional way of getting leads is you basically have the ad running. The user clicks the ad. Once the user clicks the ad, they get sent to your website or your landing page where they then can go through and fill out the form. That data then gets sent to your CRM or downloaded to like a spreadsheet or something along those lines. The difference with the instant forms is that with an instant form, once the user clicks the ad, they actually stay inside of TikTok. They never go to your website. And this little form pops up showing them that you can kind of go through and customize, and I'll show you how to build this once we get to that point. Then the user goes through and fills out the information. The information gets sent to your CRM or to their spreadsheet, and then they're still inside of TikTok, so then they can keep scrolling. So at this point, you may be wondering which one of these you should choose, whether it's the website or the instant forms. And generally, I recommend you test both of these, but just to get started, here's some kind of questions you should ask yourself to figure out which one you should start with first. So which one's best for your business? Instant forms are for you if you want a fast, like instant lead capture and reduce the friction in the lead gen process. Because obviously with the website, users click and then go on to the landing page. And if you have a very slow site or a form that doesn't convert very well, then chances are you're not going to get a lot of leads, obviously. And so you'd want to go with the instant form. Another reason why you might want to go with the instant form is if you're not asking a lot of questions. If you're asking 10 or less questions and And generally, if those questions are just like name, email, or maybe even phone number, instant forms tend to perform a lot better from a quantity standpoint because it's so easy to just click the button inside of TikTok. It loads instantly, and then you can just fill in that information really quick and then get on back onto going through and scrolling inside of TikTok. Now, when you should consider using the website is if you're wanting to get more traffic to your website, of course, and if you are looking to ask more questions, like 10 or more questions, or sometimes even 7 or more questions, it might be better to go over to website form. And also, if you are collecting sensitive data like credit scores or things like that, it's better to send them over to the website just so they have a little bit more social proof on what your company does, what your business does. They can get a little bit more information that they couldn't get from, a 60-second TikTok. So I am first going to show you how to build out a lead gen campaign using instant forms, and then we will come back to the website. Now, as far as things that you need or requirements before you start running one of these campaigns, for instant forms, it is required that you attach a privacy policy. It's very easy to go through and attach it. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. And then also it is recommended that you have a CRM. This just automates the whole lead generation process so that when a lead comes in, it gets sent to your CRM and you can reach out to them immediately. Because obviously, if you wait to reach out to leads, the close rate is going to be a lot lower. But you could also download and export them into a spreadsheet if you wanted to do that as well with the instant forms. For the website, the requirements are you do need a landing page, of course. You need it somewhere to send the traffic to. And then also you do need the pixel installed and you do need lead events created. So obviously when it comes to sending traffic to a website, there is a couple more steps needed on your end. And that's why the instant forms are like a very quick option if you don't have a great landing page or you haven't installed the TikTok pixel. Now, I will say, even if you are just running lead gen forms from TikTok, I still would recommend getting the TikTok pixel installed on your website anyways. It's good to have it on there in case you do ever change your mind, but it's not necessarily needed at this point if you're only going to run instant forms. So right now we're going to go through and we're going to build an instant form campaign, lead generation campaign. And then after we build that, I'm going to go through, come back and show you how to build a website lead generation campaign as well, so that you have both options in your arsenal. Okay, so we have the instant form selected. Now we're going to go over here to the advanced settings. You can see for lead generation, the only option you have here is TikTok, which is great. That's where we want to show up. I do recommend leaving all of these checked right here: user comments, video downloads, video sharing. It just makes it look more like a natural organic TikTok. So if you got rid of comments or things like that, it makes it look more like an ad, and that decreases conversion rates. Here we're going to leave the automated creative optimization off. And now TikTok is going to ask us which targeting mode we would like to utilize here. You can see we have the custom targeting and the automatic targeting. Now, if you're just getting started, I do recommend testing both of these options. I'll quickly go over the custom targeting so you know what you can do and what's possible inside of here. But for this example, we are going to go with the automatic targeting. TikTok is actually really good at finding customers and understanding who is actually going to fill out the form. And so we're going to be going with that option, but I want to quickly cover the custom targeting. So inside of custom targeting, you can choose your location, language, gender, the age. You can go through and do the spending power, all spending power or high, household income as well, which is really nice. And then you can also go through and create audiences. This is where you can go through and upload a customer list if you wanted to target like lookalike audiences or to exclude current customers. And then you can also go through and target interests and behaviors. And there's lots of different options inside of the interests and behaviors. You can see when you drop this down to go through and cover, but you can kind of go through and look at these when you are doing your targeting. But for this one, we're going to stick with the automatic targeting. And like I said, this is one of the first tests I typically run when I am running a lead generation campaign, is automatic targeting versus custom targeting. And once you select the automatic, you can go through and choose the location that you want to target and the locations. Okay, and now that we have the targeting all selected, this is where I would go up here, back up to the ad group, and I would name this, and this would just be auto targeting. And then if I'm targeting a specific location, I'll go through and name that. Here, we're just going to call this the US. If you're targeting a specific state or another country, you're going to want to go through and do that. And if you're targeting specific languages as well. So once we have that all named, we can now scroll down and come over to the budgets. So when it comes to your budget, there are two different options. You can either run a daily budget or a lifetime budget. You can see with the lifetime budget, you have to set a start and an end date. I typically don't like to do this because I like to let my campaigns run as long as they need to and as long as they're getting results, and I don't like them to automatically turn off. I prefer to choose when I turn them off. So I like to run with a daily budget. And a lot of people will ask me, what is a good starting daily budget? The best practice is to set the budget at 10 times whatever your expected lead cost is. So if you expect to get a cost per lead of around $30, your daily budget should probably be around that $300 mark. Now, I do want to make a disclaimer here that every business is different, and I've tested this on multiple different businesses, and sometimes starting with a smaller budget has worked just as well. And so keep that in mind. That's just a general rule of thumb. If you're like, what should my budget be? And you have no idea, 10x your expected cost per lead Now, if you are in the financial industries niche, because those can be a little bit more competitive, the best practice is to actually start with closer to a 20 times your expected cost per lead for your daily budget. So for this campaign, I am expecting to get around a $30 cost per lead. So my daily budget is going to start at $300 a day. And as I mentioned down here, you can set a start and end time even for the daily budget, but we're going to keep this running continuously. You can go through and select day parting. And this is something I recommend, especially for lead generation campaigns. If you have like specific business hours where people reach out that say that you are only open from 9 to 5, you may want to select specific times and run only between the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, because that's when people can actually go out and reach these leads almost immediately. And maybe you don't want to run on Saturday and Sunday because your business is closed. Do take advantage of day parting if it's something that is applicable to your business. But for this dealership, we're going to keep this on all day right now. For the bidding strategy, I recommend sticking with the lowest cost. As you start to get more account data and feel a little bit more comfortable inside of TikTok, you can explore this cost cap. But for majority of people, I recommend sticking with the lowest cost here. And now that we have everything all set up here, we're going to click next and move on to the ad section. Now, when it comes to ads, the best practice is to have at least 3 ads inside of each ad group. That way TikTok can go through and test which one is going to be performing best. There's a couple different options when it comes to building your ads or getting your ads inside of here. The first is to use a Spark ad. If you aren't familiar with what a Spark ad, it's basically taking an organic post and turning it into an ad. I have a full video on how to do this. I'll link it down below if you want to learn more about Spark ads. We're not going to get into the details of that right here. Before this lead generation campaign, we are going to just go through and actually upload a specific video. Now, when it comes to creating TikTok ads, this is a part where a lot of people get tripped up. So I want to give you as many resources as possible here so you can go and build the best possible creative inside of TikTok. So a couple of quick tips here when it comes to building TikToks is be sure to obviously do it vertically, ride the latest trends, and I'll show you how to find those in just a second. Leverage powerful sound, utilizing text in your TikTok as well is very helpful. Get your key messages out early, include strong CTAs. Be sure to break the fourth wall by addressing viewers directly, and then entertaining, engaging, and follow creators in your niche so that you can get inspiration. On top of that, TikTok has a massive amount of resources in the TikTok Creative Center. If you go to the TikTok Creative Center, I'll link it down below. You can see up in this top left-hand corner in the inspiration, there is this new thing called creative strategies that I think is really helpful for brands. And TikTok is adding more of these, it seems like every month. You can see here, there's the creative strategy from Travel-C. If you click inside of here, it goes through kind of what they were doing, and then it also has specific tips on the hook, the middle, and the end CTA, and then it actually shows the creative that they were going through and building. So a very helpful resource. If you are also looking for trends, this is where you can go through and find more trends with the hashtag songs, TikTok videos, and things like that. I'm not going to go super in depth on these resources here because I have a whole video that talks about TikTok ad creative and building ads and creative that actually works in TikTok. So you can check that out down below if you're looking for more resources on that. But I did want to highlight that in this video, that I encourage you to come to this TikTok Creative Center and really explore some of the things such as this top ads dashboard, which is really helpful as well if you want to see top ads in your industry with the objective for lead generation. So right here, you can go through and filter this by lead generation. And this is literally going to show you some of the top ads for lead generation in a specific niche. You can go through and choose drop down here. So helpful resource when it comes to creating TikTok ads. For this, we're just going to go through though and upload a quick little video. Now, what's cool about this is once you have this inside of here, you can go through and add the text. Obviously, we're just going to type in best cars at affordable prices. And then you can also go through and if you wanted to edit this ad or add different things such as music or those text overlays that we talked about, if you click on this text video editor right here, you can basically go through and add different music. So you can see if you wanted to go through and add this one, you can like get a sample of what it sounds like. It'll kind of play through it, and then you can go through and add that to the video. Or if you wanted to go through and add text overlay, you can go through and add that there and then go through and put your text. And you can also do other things such as add transitions, effects, or stickers. But you kind of get the idea that once you have your video inside of here, you can go through and edit it as much as you would like. So we're going to hit through and confirm. Okay, and next, this is where the instant forms come into play. So this is where you can actually go through and create your instant form. Or if you've already created one, you can go through and choose it from the library here. If you've already, you can see I have a couple of other demo ones that I've gone through and created, but I want to show you how to create one from scratch. If we obviously hit create here, it's going to open up this tab where you can either choose the advanced form or the classic form. The advanced form gives you a couple more options to go through and customize, and then the classic form is just kind of your standard form inside of here. So we're going to choose the advanced form so I can just kind of show you the options that you can do. So we're going to hit confirm. And TikTok is always making updates to these form templates, so make sure that you check back in to explore new formats and templates in the future. Okay, and now inside of here, you can see there's lots of different options to customize your form. And even if you wanted to go and get this form created really quickly, they have this cool little thing where you can create a form instantly by entering your website URL, like your landing page or something like that. But I'm going to go through and show you how to do this manually. First, we're going to want to go through and rename this. We're going to just call this car dealership form 1. So you can see here with the selection, you can go through and select the language. And then this next section is kind of cool. This is a newer thing. You can select the form type. You can either do more volume or higher intent. More volume is also obviously prioritizing people with like a quick form fill, asking you just like quick questions. The higher intent, what it does is it adds a review step before you ask for the user's contact information. So if you're looking to get more higher quality leads or filter out people who are maybe showing less intent, then this might be the way to go. Then you can go through and change the color scheme. You can either do light mode or dark mode, or if you wanted a custom color here, you can go through and choose that from these different options. We're going to stick with the light mode right here. Then on the top, you can go through and add a banner and a logo. So there we have our banner. And I do want to call out, if you wanted to add multiple images here that scroll through in a carousel fashion, you can go through and click this carousel option and add 4 or 5 different photos in. So it just kind of flips through them. But for this one, we're just going to keep it on the single image. And we're going to move on to the introduction where we can go through and add a logo if you wanted to. And then display name, this is where you're going to want to put your brand name and then a brief headline. And if you wanted, you can go through and add a promotional slogan, best cars, best prices, just at the bottom, just like a quick little slogan. That's optional. I'm going to leave it blank for now. And then this is where we can actually move into the questions. Now, when it comes to the questions, you have a couple different options here. You can either add a custom question or just kind of your kind of standard information, your contact information, user information, demographics, and then work info. If I wanted to ask for job title or company name, for instance, I just click that and it goes through and adds that question. Before you do go through and add the questions, you will want to do the purpose statement. So this, you can just say, fill out the form. So I just said, fill out the form to see if the car you were interested in is available. If you're like a roofer, you could say, fill out the form below to get a free quote, something along those lines. Then you can add a custom question if you wanted to. And with the custom questions, you can see you can do a short answer, multiple choice, schedule an appointment, or conditional answer. So we're going to go through and add a multiple choice and say what. And then from this drop down, we can say SUV or maybe a sedan. Keep it simple. And then we can add another question that based on that answer, then they can go through and schedule an appointment after, and then the next question, they can go through and schedule an appointment. You can confirm message, or you can select the specific dates here. And so you can see what right now, how this is set up is it's asking this question and then this question, and you can see both of those. What's cool is if you go through and you add 2 questions here, you can flip on this logic setting. And what that's going to do is, you can notice on this first question, there's no options here, but when I flip on the logic setting and hit confirm, it's then going to say, okay, now it's only going to show you the one question. Based on how you answer this question, then you can kind of fill out the logic from there. So we can say, if the person says that they're interested in an SUV, then we can say the question is complete. We're not really looking to sell SUVs as much as we are sedans, but if they select that they're interested in a sedan, then we want them to try to schedule an appointment right away. You can see when are you available for an appointment. If they select that option, then this will drop down and they can go through and schedule an appointment, because we're really trying to sell those sedans. So obviously you can use your creativity here to figure out how this like kind of logic or the custom questions could be utilized for your business. Once again, do keep in mind, if you are using instant form, I do recommend keeping the questions under 10 questions. If you're going to do any more than that, you're probably going to want to send them to your website to fill out the form. But these custom questions can be a great way to qualify users and make sure you're getting the highest quality leads coming through for your business. So now that we have that out of the way, we're going to come over here to the privacy policy. As I mentioned, a privacy policy is required. So we're just going to call this best car dealership. Best cars, you're going to add your company name. It's then going to, save there. It's then going to link that to the text, and then you need to go through and grab your privacy policy. The great thing is finding your privacy policy is usually pretty easy. It's on the bottom of usually your website or landing page. If you go through and grab that, then all you need to do is copy and paste this and move it over, back over to the TikTok ads, and then hit add your privacy policy link right there. The privacy policy is required. If you don't add this, your form isn't going to get approved, so keep that in mind. And then there is an option to do even more customization here. You can see you can go through and add images or a text block that just kind of shows on the bottom here. This is where you can go through and add that text, say test down here, and it will go through and put it on the bottom there. But we're not going to be utilizing that for this specific form. And then finally, you have the thank you screen. And this is where you can go through and customize what they see after they fill out the form. You can add a description here if you wanted to say, hey, go check out our website now to see more cars, and then visit the website can be your button text, or check out more, learn more. And then this is where you're going to go through and add your website. And that is it. We can now hit complete here and our form is done. So you can see we have car dealership form 1 all done. You can add an extra disclaimer here if you wanted to. We're not going to for this specific instance. And then down below here, you can see the tracking is optional. This is if you do have the TikTok pixel set up, you can go through and select which pixel you want to collect the data for. If you do have the TikTok pixel set up, I do recommend selecting these options. But like I said, that is just an optional thing. And then same with track third-party tracking settings. Once that's all done, then you can submit and you are all ready to go. So now that your TikTok form is now officially live, there are actually 4 different ways that you can view or manage those leads. You can use a custom API integration. You can navigate to TikTok's lead center, or you can download the leads directly in TikTok Ads Manager. And the 4th option is to actually go through and connect to your CRM. Personally, the 2 options that I use the most is connecting it to your CRM and to download the leads inside of TikTok to the spreadsheet. So I want to quickly go through and show you how to connect to your CRM if you wanted to go with that option, and how to test the form to make sure that the information is being sent to your CRM, and then how to simply download the leads into like an Excel spreadsheet if you wanted to go that route. But I did want to make you aware that there are 4 different options if you wanted to pursue it: the custom API, or to go to the TikTok Lead Center to view those leads. So in order to connect your CRM, what you're going to want to do is come to the main dashboard here, and we're going to come over to Tools and then Leads, and they make this incredibly easy. You're going to click on Connect CRM, and inside of here, you're going to notice that they have pretty much all of the top CRMs that you can go through and connect. Just go through and search for your CRM, but they have a lot of the popular ones here, such as HubSpot, Salesforce, Savio, ActiveCampaign, Zapier. Whatever your CRM is, chances you'll be able to actually send the leads over to there. So once you've like identified the CRM that you want to use, say it's HubSpot, you can hit connect here, and then you can either do it through Zapier or through LeadsBridge. I'll leave more documentation on how to do this down below so that you can go and check that out for your specific CRM. Now, once your CRM is integrated, if you want to test the form to make sure it is working, TikTok actually built a really cool tool to do that. If you come over here to Tools and then Instant Page, here you'll be able to see all of the different instant forms that you have. So you can go through and just go to Instant Forms specifically, then click on the specific form that you are wanting to test to make sure that the information is going into your CRM. All you need to do is hit Preview here. Once that's open, then you can see you can submit this test form to validate that the data is passing into your CRM. You just hit Submit here, and then you can go through and fill out the form just like a user would and make sure that that data is getting passed into your CRM. Now, for those who are not interested in the CRM option and just want to download the leads directly from TikTok into a spreadsheet, there are actually 2 different ways to do that. If you come over here to Instant Forms, you can download leads by the specific form. Say I only wanted leads from this form, but not from this one. If you wanted to download all of your leads all at once, if you come over here to Tools and then back over to the Leads event, then in this right hand, this is where leads will start showing up. And then right here in this right hand corner, you can click Download Leads, and you can download those in whatever format you're wanting to. So 2 different options there. Like I said, I prefer the CRM if you have that option. If not, then the downloading them from TikTok into a spreadsheet also works. So now we've gone through and shown you how to run TikTok ads for these instant forms, but I do want to quickly go over how to run TikTok lead ads if you are sending traffic to a website and what the difference looks like. Now, when you are sending traffic to a website for lead generation, you are still going to click this objective lead generation right here. We're just going to go through and hit continue because we've already covered these settings. And I want to just go through and talk about the things that are different inside of the website traffic. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is obviously go through in this optimization location. You're going to want to choose website. You're going to select your TikTok pixel here, and then it's going to ask for an optimization event. Now, if you haven't set up the TikTok pixel before, or you're a little bit confused by this, I encourage you to check out the video in the top right-hand corner where I walk through how to set up the TikTok pixel and how to set it up for your optimization event for submitting form or complete registration, basically the whole 9 yards. There's also a link down below to the TikTok help documentation if you need more information, but you're going to want to go through and select your pixel. And then for this optimization event here, you're going to see that I have the complete registration. Now, the complete registration is just one of the optimization events that you can set up when you're running leads. There's lots of different standard events that TikTok does have, including submit form, subscribe, or a download. So there's lots of different ones that could be a lead, and those are the events that you're going to go through and set up. So when you go and click on this, the optimization event could be complete registration, it could be submit a form, it could be download. So it could be a handful of different ones inside of there. But as I mentioned, if you get to this step and this isn't set up or nothing's popping down for the TikTok pixel or optimization event, follow that video that I have down below in the description or linked up top here on how to set up your pixel, and then come back to this at this point. But for this example, we are going to go with this complete registration. So now I'm just going to go through all the different settings that are different in this flow compared to the instant form flow. So the first part that is different is you can see here on the placements, you actually have the option to select your placements. Before, with the lead gen form, it's only on TikTok. You can do Pangle as well if you wanted to run that for the website lead generation campaign. You can see the targeting is the exact same that you can go through and do. All you have your location, spending, audience, the exclusions. The budgets are the same as well. I recommend the same budget types whether you're sending traffic to an instant form or to your website. Okay, and here at the ad setting, this is where things are slightly different. So we can go through and upload our ad just like we did before. And you can see here, you can go through and edit your TikTok video editor just like in the instant forms. But what's different, if you come down here, this is where you can actually go through and send traffic to your specific landing page or URL. For this example, so we're just going to pretend that we are sending them there. You can go through and add the disclaimer. And then here you notice that your TikTok events, the pixel is already added. And then you can go through and add your third-party tracking as well. So congratulations, you now know everything that you need in order to get your TikTok lead generation campaign up and running. However, when it comes to TikTok, the creative is often the most important factor in performance. And so if you want more tips and tricks and best practices for running good creative inside of TikTok, I recommend checking out this video right here, and we'll see you in the next one.